on in. Come in. I'm so happy to see you, all of you. And I see we have some new people here today. Hi, new people. I'm glad that you're here. If you like what you see, please feel free to like it with those thumbs up, to share it, to comment. I love, love, love the comments. I love interacting with everybody. I love to know what you think, everything. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, just down there. And I see my returning people. I see you. I know you. And I appreciate you guys so, so very much. Really, I don't know what to say other than that. You guys make my channel what it is. And I truly, truly appreciate you. So, I thought I'd do a bit of a ramble today because I've been getting a lot of questions about myself. So I thought I would answer them and maybe have a little bit of a real talk about feelings and things like that, and just see where it goes from there. Okay? Still have my nails. I'm trying a different setting on the mic. Some people were saying it wasn't crisp enough, so I'm hoping now it's nice and crisp. Okay? So, one of the questions I've been getting, because I mentioned my tattoos, was how do I have these tattoos? How many? And what are they? So, I have 6, and I started getting them when I was 33. Yeah. And it was funny, the first one, because my father had always told none of us kids could have tattoos. None of us. But my older brother had a tattoo. And then my younger brother got one. And I'm like, how come he can get one and I can't? And don't say because I'm a girl. Because that was my dad's answer to a lot of things. And he goes, I don't care. You're 33. If you want a tattoo, get a tattoo. So I did. He wasn't happy. But I wanted an angel. So I have an angel that takes up my entire shoulder blade on this in its full color. It's very faded now because, you know, it's almost 24 years old. So. But I love it. And that's my name, guys. Angel on my shoulder. And it reminds me that I'm never alone. And, you know, I'm religious. You know, I'm spiritual that way. And it just reminds me. Now, the next tattoo I got, I actually designed myself. And it's a gift box on this shoulder. And it looks like a present. And it has my husband's first initial and my daughter's first initial. And I love it because we were going through a really hard time. And it just reminds me that no matter what happens, life is a gift. That's how I look at it. Now, the next one, my mother-in-law got breast cancer and beat it. My father got colon cancer and didn't beat it. So I decided to get a cancer ribbon on the small of my back. Now, I have told this story before, but for those of you that haven't heard it. So I got a very nice, and it's supposed to be lavender, I believe. Could be wrong. It came out a little different. So it's the lupus. Not that I'm totally supportive of the lupus people, but mine is supposed to be all cancers. So, and I got it on the small of my back and my shoulder blades because I had been told that no matter how much your weight goes up and down or your body changes, those areas are the least likely to have a lot of change. Okay. So, my husband and I, a couple months later, are watching Wipeout. I don't know if you all know that show, but they kept calling this man Girly Tattoo. Now, he had a huge masculine tattoo on the small of his back, but they kept calling it Girly Tattoo. And I'm like, why is it Girly Tattoo? So I called my brother, my younger brother, who knows all about tats. And I said, why? And he watches Wipeout. So I said, why do they call him that? And he goes, because he has a tramp stamp. I'm sorry, what now? He goes, if you have a tattoo on the small of your back, it's a tramp stamp. What? I'm like, they need to put a sign So we all had a good laugh about that. And then I have this one, which is the mathematical language for God is greater than my highs and my lows. And what I like about that one is this verse. It actually takes math and science and combines it. Because there's a lot of misconceptions about Catholics and science and everything. And yeah, no, we're pro-science, okay? We are. I'm not getting into it with anybody, please. I'm just telling you, I liked it so much, that's why I got it. Okay, how many are we? Okay, and then somebody I care about very much struggles with an eating disorder. And I wanted them to know that I support them. I myself have struggled with one in the past, well, in the future, I'm sure. It's always with you. So I have this, which is in support of someone dealing with eating disorders. Doesn't mean you've beaten it, it means you're working on it, and I think of them whenever I look at it. So then baby Angel turned 18, and baby Angel decided she wanted tattoos. So I actually went with her, and since the day she was born, it's a silly story, but I was kind of out of it. But I swear to you, it felt like someone stood at the foot of my bed and threw her on my chest. That is not what happened, but that's in my mind. And I looked down, and because she was a little bit gray, I'm like, who put this great gray fish on my chest? And then from that point on, she's been my little gray fish. And when she was very little, she was very nervous about having to take a test. So I drew a little fish on her. And I've been doing it for years and years. And then I found out she sometimes does it for herself, even to this day. So we ended up with matching tattoos of the little gray fish. And I actually drew that. Okay. She made me draw it like 10 times. But, oh, Candy's barking. So yeah, those are my tattoos. Those are the 6. And will I get another one? Probably. I have some ideas in mind, but it's okay. But I do remember when my father died, my brother got his name and date of birth and death on his arm. Drove my mother crazy. She hated it. She said it was like walking around staring at my dad's headstone. So when my mom was ill and she knew it was her time, she called me over. Kim, don't let him get don't let him get my dates and everything on his arm. And I'm like, Mom, come on. You gotta give me something. You know that's how he commemorates people. You gotta give me something. And my mom was from Nova Scotia. So she said, a little Nova Scotian flag. So I go to my brother and I tell him, and he's like, okay, I can honor that. I can do that. The flag is huge, but I'm like, you know what? I did what I could. So yeah, that's the story of my tattoos. Okay. And that also lets you know why I have that name, because somebody asked me, where does the name Angel on my shoulder come from? And actually, when I was getting married, I joined a website called frugalbride.com, and you had to have a username. So I thought, oh, Angel on my shoulder. So it's actually always been my name for me. And my husband calls me Angel, has always called me Angel. And I have an Italian charm bracelet that he gave me that says Angel. So that's where that came from. So what else can I tell you? We're in for a big change next week. It was supposed to be Thursday, but the appointments got messed up, so she asked if I could do another on Monday, and I'm like, absolutely. So Monday, you're seeing a big change. I'm going to redo my hair. I'm gonna get back my pixie, and all this extra length is gonna go. I just don't want to grow it out again. And I've noticed that nature has finally started to appear. It could just be blonde, but it also could be gray. I don't know what it is. So I asked her if we could get the pixie back and do a ton of highlights, blonde highlights. Because if my hair wants to go blonde, let it. And if it wants to go gray, yeah, I'll fight that tooth and nail. Not that I have anything against it. I believe that if you want to age authentically, you do you. I am a big believer in keep the best, fix the rest. Okay, so you'll see a big change next week. But you guys have been through so many hair changes with me. Since I started this channel, I've had, I don't know, purple streaks, pink streaks, longish, shortish, you name it. However, next month, we're going to have a birthday party. Not for me, for our channel. Because our channel, my Angelonmyshoulderasmr, is going to be 1 year old on March the 28th. So keep that on your calendars. I'm going to definitely do a live, and we're going to do a special one. I hope we do. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd really love that. And yeah, and I might even throw a birthday party for myself, May 31st. And I'm not asking for anything, guys. I swear I'm not. But anybody that's been following my channel for a while, you know how much I love card exchanges, and I still have a whack of postcards left to send out to anyone that wants one. So if you want to send me a birthday card, I'm going to list my P.O. box below, okay? And my birthday is May 31st, so that's all I'm saying. Cards are great. And tell me where you're from. That's the big thing too. I love that so much. I love how all over the world, okay? That empty space is driving me nuts, okay? I actually ordered more stickers because it's making me crazy. But I hope you guys like the new setup. People seem to be responding to it. So yeah, I hope so. And I can't wait till tonight because I'm going to do a reading one, and I can light those candles. And yeah, I think you're going to really like it. So what else do you want to know about? Let's see. Oh, somebody asked me how did I meet my husband. And I think I did tell this story a long time ago, but I'll tell you again. I actually met my husband because of a terrible blind date. So one of the ladies I worked with, and she knows I have a thing about men in uniform, cops especially. Yeah, I'll own Badge Bunny. That's me, okay? And she said she had a friend who was a police officer, and would I like to go on a date with him? And I'm like, sure. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, nothing bad, but without a doubt, the worst date I have ever been on in my life, okay? First thing, we were meeting at my work, and I walked up to him, and I'm thinking, that can't be him. That man is older than my father. But, you know, so what? I had a big smile. He looked at me like this. Really? I should have just kept walking, but I didn't. So I introduced myself. We chatted. He took me for dinner. And he's a singer, which was another thing that I just found very attractive. And he gave me a CD of his songs and his singing. So we talked a lot about that. And then at dinner, I found out he has stepmommy issues. And his stepmommy is my age, a redhead, and went to the same high school I did. Okay. And yes, I actually ended up knowing her, but I didn't tell him that. But I'm just like, oh Lord. We did not mesh at all. So he drove me home. And as I was getting out of the truck, he said, oh, the CD is $10. Okay, here you go. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Don't ever call me again. Didn't say that, but he never called again, and I wouldn't have answered. So one of the ladies at the store where I work, not the store, it's like in a mall, and the public health office was set up inside it. So I went down there and I was buying socks, and we started just chatting. Like, we knew each other enough to say hi and hello, how's it going, right? And she goes, oh, I saw you with somebody 2 nights ago. So I laughed and I ended up telling her the story. And she said, oh, so blind dates are out for you altogether. And I'm like, no, what's the worst that can happen? I make a friend, you know? And she goes, well, this guy's your age. He's super nice, and I think you guys would really get on. And she goes, and I do have a talent for setting people up. So I'm like, okay, sure. So I ended up getting a phone call on my birthday, and I wasn't home to get it, but I had the message. And he was asking me out, so we ended up going out 2 days later. No, 3 days later, June 3rd is their anniversary. And yeah, by the second day, we both knew we were in love. 2 years later, we got married. So it's been 24 years since we met. So yeah, we're loving it. So it worked out very well, very well. Although I laugh because I was living at my parents' apartment, and they had this channel on their TV. We would laugh. It was my dad's favorite channel, the Lobby Channel. And he would make up stories about people that were waiting in the lobby and what they were waiting for and whatnot. So I was watching the lobby intensely, waiting for him to come, because I knew nothing, right? I wasn't going to be shallow and say, what do you look like? Or ask her what he looks like, you know. He's just perfect for me, though. He is. I can't help it. I'm in love. Still am. And yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. So yeah, we actually met as the result of a blind date. So there you go. And so a setup, which is how my parents met too. Not as a blind date. They actually knew each other. They worked at Eaton's warehouse. None of you will know what that is, but and they had a mutual friend, and she actually got them to go on a date. And my mom's like, no, I hate his shoes. He wears like combat boots. So he wore nice shoes for her. So they went on a date, and you know, they were together for over 40 years. So yeah, what is another question people have been asking me? My tattoos, how I met my husband. I am going to do a video, a fertility video, for those that are interested. It may be triggering for some, but people have been asking me, oh, how come you only have one child? Please don't ask people that question, guys. I know you mean it from your open heart, but you don't know if it was a choice, okay? And I actually did lose 4 before we had my daughter. And then after that, they told me not to try again, that they couldn't guarantee I'd make it. So we have our one, and that's fine. But I also know I have 4 waiting for me. And but I will go through that if people want. Because it wasn't just miscarriages. I also had a ruptured ectopic pregnancy. We did go through fertility help. So if anybody wants me to do that video, I will do it. I just don't want to upset anyone by doing it, okay? It won't be a sad, because there are actually a lot of funny stories attached to it. There are sad, but there are some funny stories attached to it. So yeah, that's, about it. I still, the other big thing is, why did I start my channel? And I have talked about that before, but I got so much from the ASMR community, and I wanted to give back. I really did. And I wanted to do a channel based on kindness and positivity and taking away the stigma of mental health. I wanted to be able to discuss it openly. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't have someone older in their life. So I said, think of me as an older sister or an aunt, a favorite aunt. And somebody started calling me Auntie Angel, and it stuck, and that's it. Now I'm Auntie Angel. And, if I can save you guys even an ounce of pain or struggle, I'm gonna do it, okay? And if you cannot make a mistake because I told you about a mistake that I made and learned from, even better. That makes me happy, guys. Anything for you guys, all right? But I also do fun ASMR too. You know, I do triggers and role plays, and there is going to be a role play coming up that I do a collaboration with someone. So I hope you guys will tune into that. And yeah, and somebody asked me to do a brain and scalp massage. I'm doing the mic right now. So I think I might be trying to do that as well. But we'll see what happens, okay? So yeah, there you go. And I love you, and I value you. I honor you. And I'm so very, very glad that you were born.